The year is 2006. Rico Rodriguez, a mercenary working for an organization known as the Agency, is dropped into a Caribbean island nation called San Esperito. His mission is to overthrow San Esperito dictator President Salvador Mendoza. The Agency believes that Mendoza is in possession of weapons of mass destruction. After a little welcoming party thrown on the beach by El Presidente soldiers, Rico and Tom take a ride to the safe house. There they meet Kane, who slaps Rico because those two apparently have a history. Jose Caramicas, the rebel leader, is held by El Presidente in Fort El Grande, so Rico has to get there and free Caramicas to earn the rebels' trust. He gets there by boat and single-handedly wrecks the security guards and finds Caramicas. So now Rico and Jose are BFFs, and Rodriguez has proven he is a friend of the rebels. Then he rises his local reputation by liberating some settlements, raising a small guerrilla uprising and making some deliveries for the rebels just to kill time on the island in between the main objectives. Back to the Tom's RV, Rico is briefed about Franco Alifano, a rich drug lord. Alifano is coming to deliver a ton of money for his drug shipments. Rico is assigned to get Alifano and steal his money and papers. In the bigger picture, the Agency wants to start a war between the two cartels on the island. Rico takes the plane and parachutes himself over Alifano's convoy to hijack his car and steal his ID. Then, of course, he kills Alifano. He meets with this hot chick who is the other cartel's leader's wife and delivers the money. Now, Rioja Cartel thinks he is Alifano, so he gets an appointment with the drug lord himself. He asks him to go to Caballeros, where the rival cartel Montanos use a rice mill as a cover for a cocaine factory. Rico drives a truck full of C4s and places it in Caballeros. Then he attacks the Montano mansion and kills their man. That way Rioja takes over the rival settlement and the cartels stand at the edge of the war. Rico goes to the city to collect a sniper rifle and meets with a guy that briefs him about his target Velasco. Velasco is a police chief on the island. He is currently on his yacht. Rico gets aboard and kills Velasco. Then Kane arrives to help him get away with a motorboat. They meet with Tom on Isla Grande. It's time to attack the military. Rico is ordered to assassinate General Jose Durango. Turns out that Durango every night travels with a convoy to the top of an old volcano where he meets with hookers, as he tends to have a high appetite for women. Rico gets to his funhouse and kills the poor bastard while he is trying to escape without even wearing any pants. While El Presidente assures his people that there's no revolution going on, Tom and Rico already plan their next move. Esperanza, sister of Guerrilla's leader, has some deal with gun runners that includes down payment for hardware that will help to win war, and Rico is sent to make sure the delivery will go smooth as planned. And by smooth they mean the scenario where guerrillas get both the guns and the money. Rico meets with Esperanza on the crossroads and they go to meet with gun runners. But while the girl tries to check the hardware, they open fire and escape. Luckily, she brought Rico, who helped her to chase the dealers and recover the weapon and money they were trying to steal. Esperanza is more than grateful, if you know what I mean. Back at the safe house on wheels, Kane is a bit jealous that Rico scored more than just a few headshots last night, and Tom shows Rico a river that Montano uses to ship the coke. Turns out that a terrorist organization called Black Hand is loading a rocket fuel there. That means that someone on the island is trying to make missiles. Time for Rico to get some info from the cartels. He meets with the drug lord's wife and she tells Rico that some people want to invest a lot of money into the cartel. But they have to prove they really are a serious deal, so Rico is sent to destroy the largest coca field of the Montanos cartel as a sign of power. That seems like a one-person job, so Rico grabs some trucks filled with fuel barrels and burns the fields to the ground. Drug lord is drunk with happiness, and Rico earns more trust from him by putting down few other Montano settlements just to kill some time on the island. Meanwhile, Caramicas plans to attack a broadcast center to inform people that it's time to rise against El Presidente. Rico is responsible for securing the place while the guerrillas will broadcast their message. After the show is over, Rico blows up the broadcast station and escapes with a classic action jump. Mont Taleno and Mont Gabriel are the two highest peaks on the island. Turns out that what looks like a medical facility, at least on the maps, in fact is Mendoza's VMD program base. So Tom sends Rico to take a chopper and look around a little bit. It turns out that El Presidente keeps his missiles hidden in the mountain base, and the worst part is, they are just being activated to launch, so Rico must act quickly and reprogram the rockets before they make any damage. He manages to reach the launching pod and programs one of the missiles to blow up the whole place up. That does the trick, and once again, the day is saved. El Presidente makes another speech to scare people away from the uprising revolution. Tom and Kane show Rico the San Pedro power plant that supplies San Esperito. Rico uses a chopper to missile the place and bring it to the ground. After that, Tom informed Rico that Dr. Otto Kleiner, an ex-Third Reich member, is now on the island helping Mendoza with his VMD program. As they speak, a train under Kleiner's command is on its way with a special delivery for Mendoza. Rico flies over the train and destroys the rocket parts, but the Nazi is trying to escape in a cute little personal chopper. Rico goes after him and manages to shoot him down. Next up, biggest aircraft facility on the island, where El Presidente is throwing a marketplace for illegally traded arms. Kane has an info that El Presidente's offsprings, Luiso and Tommaso, are there, and both Riojas and Guerrillas want them out of the picture. Rico does the job while the boys are having their big speech on the center stage. Then he escapes and reaches a safe house, and we see El Presidente standing over his son's dead bodies. The revolution rises up on the streets, Riojas are hunting down Montanos, and the mission is almost accomplished. Mendoza and the Montanos already think how to run away from being slaughtered. But first, they need money. So to keep them on the island, Kane and Tom send Rico to the main island bank where El Presidente keeps all his dinero. Rico burns the cash down, but while he was busy with the job, Tom found out that Police Chief Carmona is on a Black Hand payroll. He is hiding in a secret police headquarters. Guerrillas are on his ass already trying to fight their way in. But before justice is served, Rico needs to find out what he knows about the missile project. On the place, it turns out that Carmona men captured Esperanza, but Rico manages to save her and he spots Carmona trying to escape. Rico gets behind the wheel. Esperanza takes a shotgun and a red drug lord's wife takes charge of a machine gun. Carmona's car is destroyed, and Rico leaves him with those two angry women. Carmona revealed that there's a little rogue missile system to deal with left, as Mendoza still has some of them on his personal destroyer. Well, I guess it's time for Rico to meet with El Presidente. But when Mendoza sees Rico, he leaves the ship and escapes with a helicopter. It's mucho importante to get rid of the missiles, so Rico focuses on destroying the ship. Meanwhile, Mendoza retreated to his private presidential island. Rico goes after him. The place is protected by the Black Hand army, but they are no deal for Rico. Mendoza escapes again with his helicopter. This time, Kane informs Rico that he is transmitting some kind of a radio signal that might be a countdown. Soon, turns out that he started another launch sequence. Kane tells Rico to leave Mendoza for now and get back to the beach, where they give him an F-16 fighter. Rico uses it to track the missiles and destroy them before they reach their targets. Then he goes for the presidential plane, but since the agency needs a positive eyeball proof that El Presidente is dead, Rico can't just shoot the plane down. So he jumps overboard, kills the Black Hand soldiers, trying to protect Mendoza, while El Presidente, in the act of desperation, jumps out of the plane to escape again. This time Rico reaches him while he's in the air and places a charge on his back. And while his parts split all over the island coast, Rico flies away on his parachute, and that's how the game ends. Make sure to leave a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section what game should I explain in the next video.
Be an integral part of his country. Now there are little pieces of him all over. He's gonna wash up on every beach in San Esperito. And a happy ending for everyone.